Do you believe that a small piece of fruit, yes, just a simple fruit, could be the key to reclaiming your deep sleep, your energy flow, and that grounded confidence in your body even after turning 60? Sounds too simple, doesn't it? I used to think so too. My name is Phil. I'm 66 years old, and I live in a small town in Ohio, USA. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a fitness guru or a celebrity. I'm just an ordinary man who once felt like he was slowly losing a very important part of himself. It wasn't the gray hair or the aching back, not the wrinkles or the blurry vision. It was the unspoken things. Waking up several times a night just to pee. That strange morning fatigue that never really goes away. The growing silence between me and my wife. And worst of all, losing my self-confidence. Then one day, I stumbled across a video by Dr. Mohit Kara, and something he said stopped me in my tracks. Your body isn't broken. It's just starving for what you stopped feeding it long ago. That moment changed everything for me. I didn't turn to pills, I didn't need surgery. I turned to something far more natural, say fruits. Simple fruits in the kitchen that can transform your prostate health from the inside out. Today, I want to share with you the 5 most powerful fruits I've ever tried. No miracle pills, just consistency and a deeper understanding of what your body truly needs. But before we dive in, I have one question for you. Where are you watching this from? Which state in the US are you in, or what part of the world do you call home? Leave a comment below. I'd truly love to know how many men out there are walking this journey with me to feel stronger, more confident, and more at peace in their own bodies. Let's begin this journey with the first fruit, a small green one that made a big difference in my life. Number 1, kiwi, the forgotten healer. When I was a kid, my mom would buy kiwis on special occasions. She'd cut one in half, hand me a little spoon, and smile. Eat this, sweetheart. You need your immunity. Back then, I had no idea what immunity meant. I just thought it tasted sour and weird. Ironically, it took me decades to realize that little fuzzy fruit would one day become a quiet ally in my journey to prostate recovery. Most people think of kiwi as a garnish, just a pretty slice on a fruit platter, but according to Dr. Mohit Kara, whom I'm deeply grateful for, kiwi is a vitamin bomb for men over 60. He explained it to me like this. Vitamin C doesn't just help with colds. It's a silent warrior against prostate inflammation. It soothes swelling at the cellular level, improves blood flow, and relieves pressure on the bladder. So I started simple. 2 kiwis every morning, alongside oats and a few walnuts. Nothing dramatic, nothing fancy. But after about 2 weeks, I noticed something incredible. I stopped waking up at 3 a.m. just to go to the bathroom. That feeling? Relief, freedom, and most of all, sleeping through the night like a healthy man again. An old friend of mine, Jim, age 68, decided to try it too. He used to carry tissues everywhere, just in case he had to run to the restroom. Now, he laughs and says, I still carry tissues, but just to wipe off the kiwi. Kiwi isn't just loaded with vitamin C. It's rich in white fiber and an enzyme called actinidin, which helps digestion, reducing internal stress and easing chronic inflammation. A healthy gut, often the first step to a healthier prostate. But what makes me love kiwi the most isn't just what it does. It's how it makes me feel like I'm doing something kind for my body each day. No machines, no prescriptions, just 1 kiwi, 1 spoon, and a man learning how to care for himself, starting with the little things. And we're just getting started. Because if kiwi is the quiet gatekeeper, then the next fruit is a bold protector, one that strengthens both your prostate and your brain. And I think you'll be surprised when you find out what it is. If this part resonated with you, press 1 or 1 in the comments. If not, hit 0 so I know what to improve. And don't forget to tell me where you're watching from, which US state, or what country in the world you call home. I read every comment, and who knows, your story might inspire someone else too. Number 2, Blueberries, brain, blood, and bedroom, all in one. Have you ever felt like you're alive, but not really present? Your mind is foggy, your body feels slow, and deep down there's this quiet exhaustion you can't quite name. I've been there, and I've met many men who felt the same. One story I'll never forget is about Carl, an old friend, former high school teacher from Minnesota. He told me on a Zoom call, "Phil, I feel like I'm fading both in my mind and my body, like I'm disappearing and no one even notices." I didn't laugh. I understood. So I told Carl about a tiny fruit that could do what brain pills, energy boosters, and sleeping meds never could. Blueberries. Dr. Mohit Khera calls them the antioxidant warriors. Packed with anthocyanins, blueberries have been shown to reduce inflammation in prostate cells, improve blood circulation, enhance brain function and memory, support healthy testosterone balance, but more than anything, they bring clarity back to your mind. Carl started each morning with a bowl of oats, fresh blueberries, and a few almonds. 2 weeks later, he called me again. "I'm sleeping deeper, I don't wake up anxious, and I feel like I've come back to my wife and to myself." That line brought tears to my eyes. You see, sometimes we think men's health is all about testosterone or erections, but truthfully, it's about weight clarity, presence, and vitality. And blueberries quietly help bring back that inner spark. They're also easy to enjoy. Mix them with yogurt, blend them in a smoothie, eat them fresh. No strict dosage, just consistency. For me, blueberries have become a soft morning reminder. You're still here, and you still deserve to feel fully alive. Coming up next, we'll explore, an ancient fruit, one once used by healers in ancient Greece and Persia to restore male vitality. It doesn't just help the prostate, it lifts your soul hormones and emotions. Oh, too. You'll know it the moment I say its name. If this part helped you, type 1 in the comments. If not, type about 0. I'm always looking to improve. And don't forget to tell me where you're watching from, what state you're in, or what part of the world you call home. I read every comment, and who knows, your story might just inspire someone else. And what stayed with me for days afterward wasn't just the effect of the blueberries, but something Carl whispered, almost like he was speaking to himself. "I don't need to go back to who I was. I just need to feel like I'm still me." It's true. At this stage in life, what we long for most isn't power, but our wholeness. Not to conquer the world, but to feel at peace within our own skin. And when your body starts to listen again, when sleep comes deeper, when blood flows like a quiet old melody, you realize vitality isn't found in noise, it lives in depth. That's why the next fruit I want to share with you isn't just something to eat. It's a symbol of life, of renewal, of ancient energy, used for thousands of years by healers across the Mediterranean to restore male vitality, balance emotions, and calm the minds of men walking through times of change. You've probably seen it before. You may have even eaten it. But today, you'll see it with entirely new eyes. Number 3. Pomegranate, ancient power for modern men. There are things in life you only recognize as precious once they're gone. For me, it was the quiet sense of wholeness that comes with being a man. Not the strength to lift heavy things, not big achievements or flashy victories, but the steady confidence when you walk into a room, sit beside the one you love, and know deep down that you're still fully yourself. I had lost that once, and I know I'm not alone. Greg, a friend from our local retirees club in Ohio, once told me, "Phil, I don't feel like myself anymore. It's like my body is quietly betraying me day by day." Greg is a carpenter, strong, principled, a man of few words. But that day, his eyes welled up as he spoke about an enlarged prostate, low testosterone, and sleepless nights. I understood, and I told him about pomegranate, a fruit I used to think of as Thanksgiving table decor, but now I see as one of the most powerful symbols of men's health. Dr. Mohit Khera once said, Pomegranate doesn't just contain polyphenols and ellagic acid, it reactivates hormonal pathways and repairs prostate tissue on a level deeper than most medications. What amazed me was how modern research is finally confirming what ancient Persian, Chinese, and Mediterranean medicine has known for thousands of years. Pomegranate helps reduce inflammation and prostate swelling, rebalance male hormones, improve blood circulation, and restore the feeling of being present in your own body. And most importantly, revive desire and the ability to reconnect physically. Greg started small. Half a glass of pure pomegranate juice each morning. No sugar, no ice, just that deep red, primal, honest fruit. By the second week, he called me and his voice was different. I don't just feel better, I feel like I came back. For Greg, it wasn't just about the prostate. It was about reclaiming his sense of ownership over his own body. That's what pomegranate is like. Bold, yet deeply grounding. Like a true man, no need to say much when he's there, you just know. So far, we've talked about inflammation, mental clarity, and hormones. But hey, there's one element they all depend on. Circulation. And no fruit supports the gentle flow of life through your body, quite like the one we're about to explore next. Number 4. Watermelon, nature's secret circulation booster. I still remember so clearly the image of my grandfather, every summer afternoon sitting on the porch with a big slice of watermelon in his hand, juice dripping down his arm, a wide grin on his face like a child without a care in the world. Back then, I thought he was just enjoying a cool treat on a hot day. But now, standing at the age he once was, I finally understand. Watermelon wasn't just refreshing, it was healing. Years later, while working with Dr. Mohit Kara, I learned something that changed the way I looked at those bright red slices. Inside that juicy flesh is a compound that can transform the quality of life for men over 60. It's called lycopene, a powerful antioxidant that reduces prostate inflammation, increases blood flow to the pelvic region, naturally supports sexual function, soothes the urinary system, and supports kidney function. I have a friend named Robert, 68, living out in Arizona where the sun blazes nearly every day. Robert often felt heaviness in his lower abdomen, weak urination, and constant fatigue from even light movement. I told him, try a slice of watermelon each afternoon, not because it tastes good, but because it's a forgotten miracle. He laughed, a bit skeptical, but he gave it a shot. 2 weeks later, he called me. His voice was lighter, calmer. I wasn't expecting much, Phil, but I've been sleeping better. I feel lighter. My body isn't tensing up like it used to. Here's what many people don't know. Lycopene in watermelon is more bioavailable than in raw tomatoes because it's accompanied by natural hydration and circulation-boosting enzymes. Watermelon also supports kidney detoxification, which helps reduce the urinary irritation often behind nighttime urgency and frequent trips to the bathroom, especially in older men. There's no complicated formula, just a simple slice of watermelon each day, pre-cut and kept chilled in the fridge, and a man choosing to take one quiet moment each afternoon to nourish himself with something cool, clean, and kind. If Kiwi helped me sleep, Blueberries helped me think clearly, and Pomegranate helped me come back to myself, then watermelon gave me flow of blood, of emotion, and of joy. And if that sounds miraculous, wait until you hear about the next fruit, because chances are it's sitting right on your kitchen counter, yet few people realize that. It's the strongest natural ally for shrinking the prostate and rebuilding a man's inner power from the inside out. Number 5. Tomato, the underrated king of men's health. There's something curious about the tomato, something I never truly thought about until I turned 60. How could this soft red fruit, often just sitting quietly in a kitchen corner, become one of the most powerful weapons for restoring prostate health and a man's inner strength? I used to think of tomatoes as background ingredients, something to toss in salads, simmer into soups, or blend into sauces. But to Dr. Mohit Kara, tomatoes are royalty, the king in the world of healing foods for men. He once told me, "In a natural medicine, uncooked tomatoes are the richest, most absorbable source of lycopene. And lycopene is what helps shrink the prostate, improve circulation, and restore function naturally. Unlike many fruits, lycopene in tomatoes becomes activated when heated. That means you don't need to eat piles of raw tomatoes. All it takes is one simple thing: a bowl of warm tomato soup made with a touch of olive oil. The oil helps dissolve the lycopene. The heat boosts its bioavailability by up to 4 times. I have an old friend named Marvin, 82A retired farmer. He was fed up with waking up 3 to 4 times a night to urinate. Even more frustrated when his doctor recommended more diuretics. I told him to go back to something familiar. A warm bowl of tomato soup in the morning, just like your mother used to make. He didn't expect much, but he tried it. 2 weeks later, Marvin showed up with the biggest smile on his face. It's not just that I feel better. It's like something inside me got switched back on. Tomatoes aren't just about lycopene. They're also packed with vitamin C, vitamin K, potassium, and nutrients that help regulate blood pressure, reduce urinary tract inflammation, improve circulation, and even restore sensation. In parts of the body some men thought had gone silent. What I love most? You don't need to change your entire diet to benefit from tomatoes. A spoonful of organic tomato paste, a bit of unsweetened tomato juice, or a simple homemade marinara sauce. That's enough. To me, tomatoes represent intentional simplicity, something ordinary but used consistently and wisely. They can reawaken the vitality many men thought had faded for good. When I began combining tomatoes with kiwi, blueberries, pomegranate, and watermelon, I stopped seeing my body as a failing medical project. I started seeing it as a garden. One that, with the right care, could bloom again. But here's the real question. What if these 5 fruits don't just work individually, but work even better together? Let's keep going and discover how their nutrients blend to help you reclaim your vitality, bit by bit, from the inside out. Number 6. The synergy. When fruits work together. When I began this journey, I started with 1 fruit at a time, just as Dr. Kara recommended. Week 1, kiwi. Week 2, blueberries. Week 3, pomegranate. Week 4, watermelon. Week 5, tomato. Each one brought small but noticeable shifts. I slept deeper, my mind felt clearer, and that quiet sense of manhood, of being grounded in myself, returned like a soft breeze. But the most surprising change came during week 6, when I started combining them. I didn't do anything complicated. Breakfast: sliced kiwi and blueberries over oats. Lunch: a glass of unsweetened pomegranate juice. Afternoon: a cold slice of watermelon. Dinner: warm tomato soup with olive oil and black pepper. Within just 4 days, I noticed a transformation, not just in my body, but in how I felt about myself. I no longer felt like I was just getting by. I felt like I was fully alive. Emotion, desire, connection with my wife, with my body, all of it felt like it had been reactivated. Dr. Kara once said, "The body isn't designed to heal in isolation. It heals best when nutrients work together, like a symphony." And that's exactly what I felt. Vitamin C from kiwi reduced inflammation. Anthocyanins from blueberries protected my cells. Polyphenols from pomegranate helped regulate hormones. Lycopene from both watermelon and tomatoes improved circulation. When these elements come together in a single day, they harmonize. People often ask me, do I need to eat all 5 every day? No. You can start with 2 or even just 1, as long as you're consistent. Not every fruit will suit every body, but your body will speak. And you need to learn how to listen. For me, this combination wasn't just food. It became an act of self-love, a message to my body that said, I'm still here, and I still care. And sometimes, it's that quiet message that sparks the loudest rebirths. Next, I want to share 5 common mistakes most men make when it comes to aging and health. Beliefs that sound right, but may actually be holding us back from living stronger, fuller lives. And I think you might be surprised. Number 7. The 5 biggest mistakes men over 60 make about their health. We're men. We're taught to be strong, silent, and not to complain. We believe we have to tough it out, to be resilient, and that if something's wrong, just ignore it. I used to believe that too, until I realized it's those very beliefs that quietly drain our health day after day. Mistake number 1. I'm old. This is just normal. No. Frequent urination, poor sleep, low libido, or chronic fatigue. These are not destined to come with age. They are your symptoms, your body's way of asking you to care again. Mistake number 2. Only medication can help me. I'm not dismissing the value of modern medicine, but I've seen with my own body and through dozens of friends that nutrition, daily habits, and small choices can create transformations that pills alone often can't. Mistake number 3. If it doesn't hurt, it must be fine. The prostate doesn't always raise alarms with pain. It often speaks in subtler signs. Weaker urine flow, pressure in the lower belly, restless nights, loss of physical connection. If you wait for pain to act, sometimes it's already too late. Mistake number 4. I can't talk to anyone about this. I get it. Topics like men's health, hormones, and intimacy are hard to bring up, but silence isn't a solution. It's what isolates you from what you deserve: understanding, connection, and healing. Mistake number 5. It's too late for me now. It's never too late. I started at 66. Marvin was 82. Greg began at 70. Age is not the barrier. Only a closed mind keeps you from living well, fully, and truly. We often think strength comes from muscles, but what I've learned is this. Real strength is the courage to change, the will to act, and the belief that you still matter, even when the world stops paying attention. Now, I want to take you to the most beautiful part of this journey. Not the facts, not the food, but a quiet, powerful shift that begins deep inside of you. Let's keep going. Number 8. The quiet shift. Healing begins when you choose yourself again. One morning, I stood in front of the mirror after washing my face, not to shave, not to fix my hair, but simply to look at myself. I couldn't remember the last time I truly looked into the eyes of the man in the mirror. Not to check, not to criticize, just to be present. And in that moment, I whispered to myself, I'm still here. I haven't given up. Healing for me didn't begin with lycopene or vitamin C or any particular fruit. It began when I stopped punishing myself for growing weaker, when I made the quiet decision to no longer live under the weight of this is just how old men are. Dr. Kara once told me, the first thing you need to change isn't your body. It's how you speak to it. So I began to eat more slowly. I drank water like it was a gift. I listened to my breath on morning walks. And every time I held a kiwi or stirred a spoonful of tomato soup, I thought, I'm nourishing, not fixing myself. And the strangest thing happened. The moment I changed my attitude toward my body responded with a gentleness I never knew it had. Sleep came deeper. Urine flowed stronger. Intimacy in my marriage felt real, not forced. And self-respect returned, not loudly but naturally. I didn't go back to being 30. And I don't want to. I just wanted to make peace with who I am in my 60s. And that, I've learned, begins with one quiet decision each day to choose yourself. Next, I'll share a simple but powerful summary. 5 fruits, 1 daily combination, and a promise you can make to yourself. We're nearing the end of this journey, and perhaps the beginning of a whole new chapter for you. Number 9. The simple plan. 5 fruits, 1 routine, and a promise to keep. You might be thinking, sounds good, Phil. But where do I start? What exactly should I do each day? And can I really stick with it? I get it, because I asked those same questions myself. But then I discovered something. You don't have to change your entire life. You just need a small plan simple enough to begin, strong enough to stay. Morning. Wake up with vitality. 1 sliced kiwi, a handful of blueberries, fresh or frozen. Combine with oats, walnuts, or Greek yogurt. Reduces inflammation, boosts mental clarity, and gently activates circulation. Midday, balance hormones and energy. Or 1 glass of pure pomegranate juice, about 4 to 5 O's, 120 ml. Helps regulate hormones, soothes the prostate, and improves blood flow. Afternoon, hydrate, cool down, and recharge. 1-2 slices of fresh watermelon. Hydrates cells, supports kidney function, and helps flush out toxins. Evening, wind down and recover. 1 bowl of warm tomato soup, cooked with olive oil. Increases lycopene absorption, reduces inflammation, and supports deep sleep. You don't have to do it all every day. Just pick 3 to 4 that work for you and rotate them. The goal isn't perfection, it's consistency. Dr. Kara once told me, your diet is a promise. Every time you choose something good for your body, you're saying, I still care. I wrote a small note and stuck it on my fridge. I don't eat to live longer, I eat to live fully. And you can do the same, starting with a slice of kiwi, a spoonful of soup, or a glass of pomegranate juice. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be honest and kind to your body. 1 day, 1 choice at a time. Now, I want to close this video with something that matters most. A truth that, if you remember it, will keep you from ever giving up. Let's walk into the final part, where I share the deeper reason why I do this, and why you absolutely can too. Number 10. The final word. You still matter, and it starts now. If you've made it this far, there's something I want you to hear, loud and clear. You are not done. You are not broken. Your body is not betraying you. It's simply calling you home. All the sleepless nights, the weak urine stream, the quiet moments when you avoid your partner's gaze, they are not the end of your story. They are signals. Signals that it's time to start taking care of yourself the way you deserve to be cared for. I'm not a doctor. I don't sell supplements. I'm just a 66-year-old man living in Ohio, a man who once believed his strength had run out. But now I know. True strength doesn't live in muscle. It lives in choice. And there is no choice more powerful than choosing yourself. You don't have to start with everything. You just need to start with what one thing? A kiwi, a bowl of tomato soup, a slice of watermelon, a quiet moment in the mirror saying, I'm still here, I'm still me. And now I want to hear from you. If this video helped you, type 1 in the comments. If there's something you want me to clarify, type 0. I'll read every word and keep improving. And finally, tell me where you're watching from. Which U.S. state? Or which country in the world? We are a community. We're learning how to live stronger, deeper, and more aligned with what it means to be a man. Quietly, but powerfully. If you know a father, a grandfather, a friend who might need this, please share this video with them. Because who knows, a single slice of kiwi might save a marriage. A bowl of tomato soup might bring restful sleep, and 1 gentle reminder might bring a man back to himself. You still have time, you still have value, and you can still begin today. Thank you for listening. My name is Phil, 66 years old, and this is the first chapter of the rest of my life. I hope you'll write your next chapter too, starting now.